Hello, hello. It's Christina Merkley, and it's the Public Visual Satsang number 62. I'm just going to quickly share the slides. Okay. We will meditate for 10 minutes. We'll see who's joining us, reports and arisings, and then normally there's spontaneous inner work that happens, often self-inquiry, but it might be some other process as well. So the folks who are on live right now have all been through satsang before, so I'm not going to do the usual preamble. If I have folks who haven't been here, I'll kind of set the scene. But we're just going to segue into 10 minutes of meditation, then we'll see what's present and do some processing. So let me just shift to the meditation slide in case folks join us partway through so they understand what we're doing. Oh, and I might as well say I've set the date for the next one. I have had a hiatus, so it's been about 2 months since I've done one of these. The next one, I'm doing them once a month. And so the next one, number 63, will be Tuesday, October 17th from 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific. Some of the folks in the Australia zone were asking for a time that would work for them instead of the middle of the night. So I've opted to do the next one at that time. So it's a little easier for them. Sorry, Europeans, it's the middle of the night for you. So I can't please, unfortunately, everybody at the same time. All right. So with that, we will segue into 10 minutes of meditation. I'll just set my timer here, and some other folks might be here by the time we open our eyes for meditation. Okay. Hey, welcome, welcome. I just had a download happening when I was meditating about dates. So this is number 62. So I've done these all through when the pandemic first showed up, and I have been offering them on various days at various times, and I've just got the download. I'm grateful that you're here, Karen. So it's not a matter of just being one person. Sometimes that has happened, but I think it's time to move it to a specific day. So I'm going to move them to Sundays, even though I'm a little reluctant to do all my Sundays. I have a public satsang on Saturdays, but if I do it once a month, I'm okay with hosting it on a Sunday to give it a specific day. Also, with people's working schedules and things, it's probably better on the weekend. That's a more traditional thing where satsangs are hosted on the weekend. So I've changed the date actually from the one I said before we went into meditation. So the next one I'm going to offer will be Sunday, October 15th from 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific. And I think what I'll do is I'll alternate it between morning and afternoon times so that people in the different time zones, if they care to drop in, they have some variety in the times. Okay, so that's, as things continue to evolve, that's the next evolution here. So that's kind of interesting to get that download. So let me stop the screen share. And Karen, I'm just going to adjust your name here. Okay. So you're, yay, you're with me. And
Okay.
you're welcome to leave the camera off or on, whatever's comfortable and whatever might work tech-wise.
Yeah.
So fine by me. That gives more anonymity too. So
Anonymity is a good thing sometimes.
yeah, anonymity is a good thing. So any reports, maybe that's a way to start. How are things unfolding for you? You and I have actually been able to spend some time together today and recently, so that's nice. But in terms of your process, and you were just in the Shift It retreat last weekend too, so
yeah,
things are continuing to unfold in your process. So anything you want to share about that, and then what's up now, and we'll figure out which call to apply. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to work on being less mental. So I'm just gonna give a report from the meditation because I was able to sit
Mm.
almost reasonably still this time, which is very unusual for me.
Awesome.
And I just had this kind of sense of thing coming like up the top of my head in like a circular shape, like a cone shape. And it was just like working on like energetically, I guess, like drawing a circle at the top of my crown. I think, and my sense is that's just to open up my intuition a little bit. So that's just kind of the, in terms of the invisible or whatever, that's what I report on there. And then I was just taking out practically speaking, my action plan from the retreat and going through, all the three things I had there. And I'm like, oh, I've actually done quite a bit of those already. So
Amazing. Yeah,
making
in a
pretty
couple of
good
days.
progress.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So both sides. I didn't flash the usual slides that I do when I start a satsang, but I'll bring them, maybe one of them up right now if I can get my mouse to cooperate here. And that's the left brain and right brain. Sorry, my mouse is a little jumpy, so I probably have to reboot my machine at some point, but here we go.
Yeah, see, I used to have that on my computer when I was doing my master's. That was I'd make a cover page on my reports, and I think my reports were a little bit different. But I love that drawing.
Yeah, and so just me too, right? You're saying about the less mental, and we see this time and time again here in satsang. And I make jokes that I'm always connecting people's heads to their hearts and to the belly, right? So, and same for me in my own process as well. And some people get it in a big click, right? But most of us, it's an incremental, patient process of letting go of some of that conditioning. It's often a protector from our early environments and from our culture at large to be mental, right? And a big kiss to the mind and to the intellect because we need it and it helps us operate. But of course, we don't want it to be just dominating everything and be so lopsided. So your journey, as is mine, is to balance that out. And like these graphics show, right? We can language it in lots of different ways. Left brain is the logical and the rational and the mental, and the right brain is the feminine, the intuitive, the emotional, the creative. And I love this second graphic with their two little arms, right? The each hemisphere is kind of hugging the other and working in partnership, right? As opposed to sometimes they're divided or at war with each other or don't know each other at all. Or again, one dominates the other. Often the left dominates the right. So love what you're bringing here. You said earlier, we don't have to go there if that's not present, but you were talking about anger. And I know
below the surface.
Yeah. So, that might be a place to go to help you meet that, because I know you're going to go into a conversation later, and sometimes it can help to dissipate it by meeting it. So, that
sounds right.
Have any interest? Yeah. Okay, good. I'm going to stop this share, and then I'm going to bring up my other share, which is of the drawing tablet. And apparently it's not in its position I need to have it in. So 1 second. Come down. There you go. Close out these programs, bring up the other program. Okay, that should do it. Okay, here comes the drawing tablet. I'm not going to use, I could use a template with this, but I'm just going to do it free form. I kind of prefer the free form for inquiry. And so, what did you say? It was what anger? Like under the hood? What was your language?
under the surface.
Under the surface. Okay. So
It's like a swan on the ocean. Underneath is just anger.
Under the surface, anger. And I like your metaphor of the swan. So let's just get this in.
I like it.
And so deep, you know, kind of seemingly calm on the surface, and underneath there's this anger. So we're just going to welcome it like we do. So hello, swan, and hello, this anger underneath here.
Yep.
At the level you're understanding it at this point in time. And just seeing anything that happens, even as you just language this, right? And the bravery of recognizing that's what's going on. It might be uncomfortable, right? It's probably there for a reason, like stuffed under there. And kind of nice to have the tranquility up top, but hey, there's some stuff underneath there. So anything that you notice, because you're guiding this, I'm following your lead. Anything you notice is you just articulate this, and I draw this out, and we bring our awareness and consciousness more towards that kind of anger there underneath the surface. Oh, hello, anger underneath the surface.
Well, there's kind of two levels. Like one is like the specific situation with, you know, an old partnership.
Yeah.
And feeling, you know, taken advantage of, or anyway. And then the other one is just kind of with society as a whole, for this being so naive.
Okay. Yeah.
So easily manipulated.
Yeah. It's a
really?
society at large. Yeah. And anger of naivete.
Yeah.
Naivete. I think that's how you spell it.
Yeah.
And being manipulated.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
and not figuring it out by now. Like, I mean, I kind of got it a couple years ago, but it's geez, this is come on.
How long is it going to take? Yeah.
Is there any hope? Like, seriously.
Okay, good. Let's get that. Any hope? Question mark, exclamation mark. Okay, so these two levels, great. So the first level is a specific situation with the old partnership and feeling taken advantage of. And then there's this big old layer around society at large at the moment. Okay, yeah. So we're just going to welcome them because they've shown up here. And this is great specificity, right? That, wow, yeah, there's these two big layers here. So we're just welcoming them. Hey, both you layers, and one being a life-specific one, and the other one being, wow, it's a society at large one. And just anything you notice as this comes up, and we'll find our way with this, but I'm just curious what's happening as you articulate it. What do you notice?
I didn't know I was angry at society in large.
Yeah, so some more information just came out by holding space. Yeah. Yeah, I've kind of processed this and continue to I can get triggered by that. Yeah.
But it's not, I mean, it's anger, but it's also compassion. You know, it's like, okay, you know, I have had some advantages in life, you know, and so not everybody can hold this, you know, hold the amount of darkness, really.
Yep.
And not like get totally traumatized by it. Not that I haven't been traumatized by a lot of understanding what's going on, but it's like,
yeah, some are just more able to go there than others. That's for sure. Yeah. Okay, so now this side of it, right? The high compassion. Nice of you to inform us that you're here too, and this kind of back and forth going, the anger and the compassion, right? So that heart, and then wherever that anger is. Now, I'm just going to go into the anger, and we know it's at two different levels. So, both of them are welcome. And usually, especially for women, it's all the societal programming stuff around anger, right? So we're just going to actually allow space for it. So just kind of coming in, it's safe now to come underneath the surface, underneath the swan, and we're just coming in to this energy here that's underneath, and you've defined it as anger. And we're just welcoming it at both these levels, and compassion's there too. So both yes and are there. But we're just really focusing on that anger and just allowing it. Compassion is probably a little easier to allow, but we're just allowing as well the anger, and then both being here at the same time. I just got the flash, of that left and right brain hugging each other, like actually arms around each other. The compassion and the anger have an arm around each other because they're here at the same time. And we're just going to invite the anger to uncontain itself a little bit, right? This is a safe way to do it in the subtle energy realms here and with inquiry. So just in your field, we're just allowing it to actually get a little bigger. It might be like a mountain or like a skyscraper or like a volcano, or you might even be able to access it through the metaphor of some sort of big animal, like your roar of a lion or a cougar or something.
I don't get that. I don't get that. I get me like punching.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's just go. It's directing you, right? So, and that's one probably you don't allow a lot.
No.
Yeah. So we're doing it on the subtle energy. So just allowing it to punch, just to get its frustration out. Yeah.
Boxing match.
Yeah, exactly.
Fast.
I can just kind of feel the so yeah. So just allowing those subtle energy arms to like move and lash out and just use that energy. You're welcome here. Hit away. As long as it needs or whatever it morphs to. Just letting it rip. And just letting me know what happens.
Well, I'm invited back into a scene where one of the people I'm quite angry at right now let me do that to him. Like physically.
Okay, so memory comes up.
Yeah.
And there's actually a physical expression of it.
Yeah.
And when you say let, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, like, yeah. Well, just punch me, get your anger out.
Oh. Okay, so now we've gone literal. So okay, so it happened. So that is welcome here. Your consciousness is flashing. It's like, hey, we actually did it in real life. Yeah. Okay. So just yeah. Thank you for letting us know that. And anything that you feel or anything that accompanies that memory.
My head is so itchy right now. It's crazy.
Okay. So something's going on in the head. So it moves, right? So out of this memory comes the head and it's itchy. So we're just going to welcome, it's probably some sort of energy release or something. So just welcoming the itchy head. Oh, hello. Something's going on here. Hello, head. Hello, itch. Hello, heat and energy. And we're just following it because it's intelligence and there's some sort of smartness in here, even if we don't recognize it right off the bat. So we're just inviting that actually to enlarge a little bit if it like stretch out, uncontain itself. Just noticing what happens. There might be a yeah, but, or it might actually stretch on out.
It just seems to be dissipating a bit because it's stretching out.
Yeah,
So it's
okay,
not
good.
intense.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a little cooped up. So now it's kind of stretching out a little bit more and less intense. Good news. Nice that it took up the invitation to stretch. And just seeing what happens now. Anything you notice, where does it go now? It might be a thought, it might be a sensation, a feeling, emotion, whatever. All is welcome.
It's more just a sensation of just getting just I don't know, I'm physically just putting my hair into a ponytail and just tightening. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
There's something about tightening. So, and the mind doesn't have to understand it, but we're like, okay. Tightening, you are welcome.
Tightening, straightening, organizing.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay.
Structuring.
Yeah. So kind of pulling it together.
Mm-hmm.
So tightening, straightening, organizing. You are welcome here. That impulse, that next step, out of meeting it, then naturally this unfolds. And you might want to just, oh, you're welcome here. You can stretch on out too if you like. There's more room now. So this structuring and organizing is welcome in.
That's it. That's the job I'm going for. It's all about organizing, structuring, linear, so kind of going back in time to what I used to do for a living.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're in the midst of this job search and you've applied, and there's this particular job that you're going to do a lot of organizing and structuring and tracking of things.
Yeah.
So isn't it interesting that this is unfolding? So good news, your natural organic flow is coming in here with these capabilities, and then this new job potentiality, I guess it's a question mark at this point in time.
Yep.
You're right. It's going to be handy. And there's this kind of it's old also because you used to do that in the past. Anything you notice around that? Is there any judgment around it or any feeling around is it good to go back to the thing you used to do? Or is it kind of like, oh, I'm going back to that?
Well, it's not in the same environment. So I can't imagine going back to the same place I used to do that. Like, forget it.
Yeah.
But transferring it into a different environment. And this one project that I'm interested in, it's got a humanitarian goal. Yeah. But then there's also the double agentness of it.
Okay. Yeah. So let's put that. So it's unfolding a bit here. I'm just getting it down here. So humanitarian goal, yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
And then this double agent business.
Yeah.
Is there some aversion in there? Like some, I don't like it or no thanks around this being a double agent?
I want to develop some sparkle around it instead of, feeling like hiding or something. I want to develop some sparkle or some magic around being in the middle of well, I guess maybe having a place at the table where change happens,
Mm-hmm.
You can change a system from the inside, you can change it from the outside, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, some more is unfolding. So just really yes, please to sparkle and magic. No thank you to the hiding.
Yeah.
And we can actually even invite sparkle and magic, like, hey, come on in. There's more room here in case you have not noticed, right? There's some tightening and straightening and organizing and structuring going on. You've done lots of moves. There's tidying up of relationship stuff and various things happening, right? So there's actually more room now in your field, your energetic fields. So just see as you kind of invite, you do a little out to the universe here and say, hey, sparkle, hey, magic, over here, there's room in Karen's field, right? Come on in. Get out the sticks guiding in the planes, right?
Yeah.
Come on in for landing here. Here I am. Occupy, stretch out. Just see what happens. Do they spot you? Do they listen to the invitation?
Oh, it's just right away. But then for me, it's like, but I have to control the pace.
Oh, so control comes in. So
Well, yeah, because it's like I know that I've had so many experiences that are like mystical experiences. I've had so many that I know that there's something, I don't know, something in my soul or something. But it's like, okay, but I want to control the pace because I'm gonna have to keep it together.
okay, yeah,
And be very, on at work. But I don't I want to let some of that in somehow, and that's a whole different way.
yeah. So there's kind of been this duality or dichotomy that's happened before. You've had these, and we were speaking about it on the beach earlier. So both of us have had really incredible experiences, but they can be disorienting.
Yeah.
And so, yes, understandably, when you invite in magic, this controlling the pace, please, like, I don't want the crazy mystical
Yeah.
that compels me or that makes me so different that I can't fit in or destabilizes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just inviting stabilization with the magic, right? Because you've had it the other way, but you haven't had the yes and, right? So the mashup.
That's cool because my body like tightens up, but tightens up in a yoga pose, like just like my frame is tight, but
Yeah.
I'm moving around like a yogi kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just
So you're
subtle.
able to find both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful to blend them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to get our little path mapped in here because we're starting to get a lot. So just so we can see where this is going, maybe I'll do a darker color here. Hold on. Here and here and here and here and here. So yes, please, to this magic with stabilization as you're finding the feeling place of both of them. And it's showing in your somatic. And just inviting that to keep going, right? That new relationship, that new coordination between stability and magic.
You might have to bleep this part. But that word kind of triggers me.
Which word?
The stabilization word. I need a different
Okay.
word.
Okay, good. By all means, there was a yabat there, and I kind of inserted that word. So,
Yeah.
so fish around because you're feeling it over there in your field.
Yeah.
So, what is
It's just
that?
not
If
the
it's
right
not
word.
stabilization, what is it? And you can ask it, "Who are you?"
It's kind of like what a tree does, it blows in the wind, but the roots stay there.
Roots. Okay, great. Yeah. So let's get some tree roots in here.
It's almost like instead of like a magic wand or something, I want a remote control. It's like, okay, stop. That's enough. I gotta go process that. I gotta be in the
Oh, and
material world.
you're wanting a remote control so that
Yeah.
you have the controls
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Like turn it on and off. I know that sounds crazy, but
No, it doesn't at
yeah.
all. Yeah, it doesn't at all. So there's an on switch and there's off.
And there's a speed.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's handy. Good. So on, off, and speed control.
Mhm.
Yes, please. We like that.
Yeah.
So see how your somatic response feels good on my end. So I'm guessing
Mhm.
it's like you're finding what works for you. And so the bringing on the feeling of it's like a tree with its roots.
Mhm.
And I've got this remote
Yeah.
control device that I can use to calibrate this. Good
Yeah,
idea.
calibration. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so it wasn't stabilization, it was calibration.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good to get the clarification. So yes, please, to calibration.
Mhm.
And don't worry, I can go on to another sheet of paper. So don't
Mhm.
worry, I've got this one starting to fill here. But just inviting this to like continue to come on in, right? It might want to, since you're doing roots, it might want to ground in you.
Mhm.
On it, you're doing trees, so it's rising up in you. It might want to expand out this whole sense of you get to control the pace, you can calibrate it, you've got the control device that can manage this. So you've got the magic, but you're able to really tricate it, if that's the word. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
And what do you notice happening?
Well, seems like there's kind of two things. I started with like a specific situation with, an old partnership, and now I'm moving into the new career.
Yep.
Just sort of jumped over that, but I still haven't dealt with the
Oh, so it's kind of knocking on your door and going, hello, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's showing us. So yes, please, yes, please. That just kind of came out with finding that calibration place between with the magic and the mystical. So it doesn't
Mhm.
like blow you out of the water like some
Right.
of your mystical experiences have.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. That and now it's like, thank you very much, consciousness. I'm just going to get a new sheet of paper. It's like, don't forget, we want you to deal with this relationship stuff. Hold on.
Mhm.
Cream is here. So I'm just going to let her in. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see for audio. Hi, Karena. Welcome. I don't see her audio, so might not be able to hear us yet. Yeah, there you are. Yeah. I'll just let her know we're midway through Okay, so let's go to the relationship. Hi, Karena. I'm midway through some processing with Karen. So we're on sheet number 2. So yeah, I'll check in with you in a bit. Thanks. Good to see you. So okay, consciousness, we're not going to let her off the hook. We have to come back to this relationship stuff. So just bring your orientation back there after having done that great work on the career level. And just oh, hello. There you are. I haven't forgotten. Christina's not going to let me avoid it. Oh, unmute yourself, Karen.
Yeah, the double agent comes back.
Oh, okay. And so you're a double agent there too, or why is it? What do
Yeah,
you
because I
notice?
have to have a face-to-face conversation, and then I have to tell my lawyers what I said.
Oh, right. Okay. So you're going to meet up, and then on the lowdown, there's some legal stuff happening that the partner doesn't necessarily know. Okay.
Which I hate doing, but
Okay. Well, it's here, right? So
yeah,
it's flashing up because it's the reality, and you
yeah.
hate doing. So let's just meet that. Oh, I hate doing that. That it's uncomfortable for you, and it's not your usual MO, right? Your
Mm.
preferred way of being.
Hmm.
So you're right. You're right. We don't like it. Ugh, we don't like being a double agent.
Hmm.
We like to be more direct and forthcoming. And unfortunately, that hasn't got you very far. So
Yep.
I'm going with this other tact, but
Hmm.
just agreeing it's uncomfy.
Mm-hmm.
And anything you notice is you just agree with it that I don't like it.
Well, it's the only choice I had.
Okay. Mind is saying that, I'm guessing. So
Yeah.
mind is popping up and saying it's the only choice. Let's get some second opinions. So go ahead and go down a little further into heart and see what if heart has anything to communicate about the double agedness.
Well, I guess the other side of the relationship, there's a broken heart.
Okay. So your heart is flashing its broken heart to you. So yeah.
It's not my broken heart. It's the other side.
Oh, okay. Okay. So heart is flashing you and letting you know that there's a broken heart involved on the other side. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can actually even go down a little further into the belly, into the gut, into the belly, right? 3 different brains. So there's a more ancient brain down there. And since we're passing around the mic to just get perspectives from your various intelligences, hey, belly, hey, gut, anything that you want to weigh in on? Mind is saying it's the only choice. Heart is saying, hey, remember, there's a broken heart involved over there.
I just see this yellow ball that's tightening, and not in a bad way. It's like tightening willpower or tightening.
Ah,
It's the
third
gut is
chakra
okay with
is
it.
the solar
Yeah,
plexus, the yellow
exactly.
color.
And
Yeah.
every time I've done meditation, that one's been all spread out all over the place. And I've been
Oh,
trying to tighten it like in meditations for years.
and it's
And
happening.
now it's just like it's
Okay.
like don't go any farther, just like
Okay.
I'm tightening up here.
Beautiful. So belly's really responding very clearly. And actually, what you've been wanting to do with your power and your power center and galvanizing it is happening here. Belly's flashing that at you. So fascinating information.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, as your 3 intelligences weigh in here. And
Even I was doing that on the meditation, but I was doing it like physically moving I was expanding the energy. Then I was like, okay, no, don't expand it too far. Like tighten up the inner stuff and no leakages.
mm,
I don't even know what that means, but that was just like, it was like tightening up like the yellow sort of column or something.
yeah.
Like
Now
maybe
I'm
a spinal
curious
cord.
because mine said, and it still might be true. I don't know, right? I can't really read from what heart's saying, what belly's saying, if it is the only choice or not. But just as mind hears the responses from heart and belly, how is it for mind hearing its other companions, right? It's not alone. It's got other intelligences as part of your overall team.
The question is, what does mind say?
Yeah, I'm curious because mine said it's the only choice I have. Might be accurate, I don't know. So, but heart weighed in, belly weighed in. So I'm now just coming back to mind saying, hey, mind, heart and belly just weighed in here. How was that for you?
Well, it's like maybe we can get to a negotiation in the conversation.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Maybe they can get to a negotiation.
No, we, like the two of
Excellent.
us.
All
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
No, the two of us, me and my ex-partner.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
we can get
Yeah,
to a
yeah.
negotiation in person, right?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
haven't seen him in a year.
Now, this is a longing, a desire, a vision, if you will. Maybe we can get to a negotiation. So just a yes, please for that. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice? Yes, please. That's what we want. And with your heart and your mind and your belly all unified here with you, with their different approaches and their different perspective on things, that you go into this meeting after a year unified with your team, your inner team here, your inner intelligences. And wouldn't it be nice? Maybe we can get to a negotiation here. So we're just inviting negotiation to stretch out. it can root down, it can rise up and get bigger, it can stretch out. It's just like, hey, there's more room in your field here for negotiation.
Well, yeah, because it's easier in person, right? It's harder and easier at the same time. All
Right.
at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Takes a lot more skill, but there's a lot more chance there.
Okay, good. So yes, please to skill, and yes, please to more chance, right, of that happening, negotiation and finding a way through this. Good. And just, yes, please, come on in, stretch out. We like it. We like skill. We like more chance of a successful negotiation. And just checking, are there any yeah buts, or is it all free flowing?
Yeah, it's like my body wants to collapse.
Oh, because like it's nice and calm, or what?
It's calm, but then it's also it's coming, this is not so many days from now.
Oh, so is the collapse, is it like, how's the collapse feel? Is that like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to like, because everything else has like been tightening and coming together and organized. Now here's collapse, right? So is that a fear, or that's a concern? I can't tell if it's a good
Yeah,
good
good
feeling
collapse
with
or
the
not.
collapse,
Yeah.
or a bad feeling with the collapse. What's that? We can just welcome it. Oh, hello, collapse.
Yeah.
Whatever you are, you're welcome here.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
It's hard. It's going to be a hard conversation. I wasn't thinking it would be, but it is now if the goal is negotiation. But it has to be like so firm.
Right.
Like I have to be so firm and so solid.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering about, because now collapse is coming, and
Mhm.
so you're saying, oh no, 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 not collapse, firm and solid, please.
Mhm.
And let's go to the collapse and just coo at it, because it's probably an orphan or something. Aw, hello, collapse, not necessary. And the firmness and the solidness is welcome here in this situation. But let's just go see what the collapse is about, because it might be an orphan that you want to get out of the way, right? And integrate in. So
Mhm.
the firmness and solidity really is there in the conversation, as opposed to the orphan who can collapse and maybe be hurt.
Mhm.
So anything you notice as you kind of come into that collapse, where's that? Like, ooh, who are you? Hello, collapse. And do you get anything about
I don't
this?
know, but I'm rubbing my eyes
Okay.
incessantly.
Yeah. Something in the eyes there. Maybe don't want to look at it or see it.
Yeah.
And it might be personal, right? It could be an orphan, or since you have some societal stuff here, it also could be society. Meaning it's not just yours, right? This sense of collapse and stuff. It's part of the human species that sometimes does this. Actually, that's what you're a little irritated with the society level, right? That um, uh, the naivete or the denial, not being able to look or see things. So in some ways, there's kind of that collapse or avoidance or whatever going on
Yeah.
over there in society. So here we're meeting it in you, but it also might be universal, right? Part of
Mhm.
the part of that. So what happens where you say no, thank you, and not necessary to the collapse?
Oh, I'm getting more flexible.
Oh,
It's like
okay,
my
good.
body is like, oh yeah, this is a good yoga pose. It's crazy. I don't even know. This doesn't make sense, but
Yeah, sure.
like the
Good.
yoga pose, I'm like, okay, get strong, get your body strong,
Good.
stretch, move.
Strong, flexible,
Yeah.
move. Good. Yeah. and it's guiding you. It's like, hey, we're getting ready, like do your yoga moves. It's naturally moving your somatics so that you can be ready here for this fluidity, this flexibility that's going to be required as you go into this match, right? Go into this conversation and negotiation. So yes, please to all that, the yoga stuff that's happening within you and the stretching and everything. Yeah, good idea. Stretch it out. We don't need to collapse. Not necessary.
Right.
Let's do this yoga thing instead, please.
Feels good.
Excellent. Good. Well, that may be it. So we'll just see if this is a place to leave it at, but just yes, please to the feels good.
Yep.
And just see if there's any yeah buts or anything that we've missed, or just checking with consciousness if we've kind of unraveled the knot a little bit, that this is a good place to leave it.
Yeah, it feels good.
Okay.
Getting like moving. Body's moving. Yeah.
Okay. Good. So it's not.
It's like warming up for a swim or something.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Warming up. Getting ready here.
Yeah.
Warm up. Just agreeing. And just check with mind. Anything that mind wants to weigh in on.
Well, mine's like, okay, you don't have the words you're going to use yet, but I'm pretty good at doing that. So I've got time. I've got enough time to.
Okay, so mine's like, got enough time to figure out your words. Good.
Yeah. We'll find the words. We always do.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, mind. And what's heart say? Or communicate.
Be firm and be firm yet gentle.
Okay, firm yet gentle. Because there's a broken heart, remember, over there.
Yeah.
Keep, even if there might be the crusty exterior, underneath is the broken heart.
Yeah.
And then what's the gut? What's the belly communicate?
Just yellow circle trying to get tighter.
Okay, yeah. So back to your power center, getting even more tighter. Yeah. Good to know. So it's just going to keep giving you that power and that strength in there. Okay, so sounds like they're all unified and there with you in their different ways.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Give me a title. If you were to put a title on your inquiry, what would it be?
Strength and flexibility.
Nice. Good mashup. Okay, thanks, Karen. Awesome.
Thank you.
All the best with the dialogue. Yeah, the negotiation.
Yeah.
Let me stop that share. What's going on in the chat? I'm just going to do is there anything else you want to process, Karen? Let me know. And if so, I'll make a segue and I'll move us in there. Otherwise, I'll conclude us.
No, it's just how to go from that conversation to, getting the financial piece going. But I think it's just the conversation, that's step one. Don't want to get too far ahead. Yeah.
Okay, good. What you can do is just invite the financial, like, hey, psst, I'm here. Come on in. Right. It might have had a bit of because the last couple of years and what's been happening there, right? You're changing your rhythm. You're changing your pattern. So just reminding consciousness, like, yep, this conversation is going to happen here. And that's our next big step with it. That's also connected to finances too. And there's this bigger thing unfolding. So Hey, finances, you're welcome here. Stretch on out. There's room. I'm making room. I'm taking care of things, making room for you.
I guess the only other thing is how to make room for that, knowing that I've now put in this, application, and my sense is that's probably gonna bear fruit. But what to do, like how to keep myself occupied and feeling productive for the next few weeks so I don't have all my eggs, into that one basket.
Oh, yeah. We'll just say that. Like, oh, no, thanks. Not
Yeah.
necessary. All the eggs in one basket. Not necessary.
Hmm.
We're just working with consciousness right now, right? So, see, as you said that to it, how does it respond?
No, I think it's like, kind of be open, spend some time, on the job search every day, every weekday, and do your movement thing, do your yoga stuff, do your swimming, get your body flowing, get your routine going. So you get your routine back, start working on your routine and
Yes,
moving.
please. Good
Hmm.
idea. Yep. So keep moving, get your routine back. That seed's been planted. You'll see what's happening, but just keep on moving along here and doing more on the job search too. Maybe there's other things you spot or apply for.
Hmm.
And you've got the headhunter you're working with. Okay. Anything else you notice now?
Nope, just drinking water now.
Yeah. Okay. It's all good. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll conclude it there. I'll flash these slides again, potentially here, or at least look at the date. Oh, and I should do a little commercial here too about what's coming up. Okay. So the next, usually these are longer, but it's an unusual circumstance today. So we're having a shorter one, trusting the process. This is how things unfold sometimes. So I don't see Karima coming back, but she might pop back in after I say this. We'll see. So the next Satsang public one will be Sunday, October 15th, 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific. There is a list you can get on where you're sent reminders and you're sent the Zoom link. And you can find that on the site at Shift It Coached under the free stuff. And now I'm just going to screen share and go to my courses page because there's quite a few things that are coming up this season that I might as well do a little pitch on. One sec. Okay, so first thing up here on this page, you'll see the public visual satsang. These are continuing to emerge. That's what we're in right now. It seems to be morphing. It's once a month, and I'm going to move them to Sundays so we have a consistent day. And I'll just change the times on that. And like I just said, the date next one will be October 15th. Shifted Online just completed last weekend. That was a wonderful experience. So thank you for those of you who came. Next course that's coming up launch-wise is Shifting the Power with my colleague Annika Lucas. And you opened up your inquiry, Karen, and I know you've done Shifting the Power about your ability to meet the so-called dark. And that's what we certainly do here with Annika. Annika's a survivor of elite sex trafficking abuse as she was a young child. And she's written her memoir, Quest for Love. Great book, very intense, difficult book to read in some ways, given what she describes and what happened to her. But she's bringing her consciousness of the woman she is now after decades of healing and weaving that into the perspective of what she's explaining from this network that she was involved in, and also really the psychology involved. We do a lot of work on projection. So it's all about power dynamics, understanding your place in the power pyramid in the world, global controllers and what's going on in the world at large, as survivors are reporting from their own direct experiences, what they know, and pooling that information, et cetera. So incredible container. So blessed to be able to work alongside with Annika and create these tools that we're creating, processing tools. And it's not as scary as it seems. I know a lot of my clientele, a few brave souls, yourself included, Karen, came into that container. Annika is attracting most of the folks because she's been public for the last 10 years on her experiences. So hopefully some more brave souls from my network will come in there and see that actually with the darkness comes the greatest light. And Annika and her fellow survivors on that spectrum of things are really way showers and showing the way and calling out a lot of things in the world super bravely and courageously. And it's my honor to be part of that program. So this will be our second time running it. Starts October 12th. It's on Thursdays for 10 gatherings. And there's 2 different levels. There's a deep dive where you can do a lot more processing, because that's what it's all about in all my work, including the work with Annika, is looking at our triggering. And as we work with it, just like you so demonstrated, Karen, right, as we work with the energetics of what's going on, it prepares us to come into from a more stable place into the things in our lives that we need to, like you negotiate, or we as a world sort out in terms of our power dynamics at large on this planet. So that's that program. We're doing the public satsang right now. There's a private satsang where it's not recorded and shared with the world. It is just done with a small group of people. These are wonderful containers. They tend to sell out quite quickly. And so we've got just 5 spots left in the satsang that's starting on October 21st. And that's going to run for 16 sessions. That's why they're incredibly deep. It's a small group of people, normally around 12 people or so. And we meet on Saturdays. You can check out the time. It's 10 to noon Pacific time, so convert to your own zone. Sorry, Aussies, that's a little early for you, but it's no K1 for North America and Europe. And I run a visual coach certification, so I have 40 plus visual tools. You see some of them here in what happens with the satsang, but there's a lot more. And for people who are providers, so if you work with individuals or you work with groups in some capacity, I do have a visual coach certification that trains and enables people to use my tools. There's 2 prerequisites. One is going through my Shift It process with myself or one of the certified visual coaches. You could do the online retreats that I have, or the kit to get that prerequisite. The other prerequisite is the fundamentals of visual coaching. For years, I ran a much broader course called the Fundamentals of Working Visually, which was really out of my roots of graphic recording and graphic facilitation. With the pandemic, so many of my colleagues have moved into training graphic recording, graphic facilitation. Good. It gives me time to just focus now on my niche work, my love work, which is using the visuals with personal growth. And so I've changed the prerequisite. You can talk to me. I'll still allow it if you took Fundamentals of Working Visually back in the day, but I'll give you a free entry to Fundamentals of Visual Coaching to pick up this new prerequisite if you've done my older ones in the past. But this is the new prerequisite for visual coach certification. And I'm very excited about this course. I really had to just follow a little bit fallow during the pandemic as my industry was going through so much change. I did these songs to be of support for people, but I really kind of put my Fundamentals of Working Visually on the background, on the back burner. And now, Spirit Source has made it clear for me about what the heck I am doing here. So moving forward with the specificity on the visual coaching and the satsang work, And so letting go of that training and instruction I've done for so long on GRGF, graphic recording, graphic facilitation, to really focus on the visual coaching work. And this prerequisite I've been designing, it's 3-hour webinars, 10 of them, and highly experiential. So it's not, I'll do a little bit of lecturing, but I'm really teeing people up. Because we're working with individuals, it's very easy to put people into breakout groups and get you actually doing the visual coaching instead of me just demoing it and talking about it. I'll set you up, I'll demo it, I'll explain things. But, I really want to get you into it as soon as possible. Once I get the basics into people, then you'll be paired up in the class during those 3-hour webinars, right? To actually do some things and be it, instead of us talking about it, or instead of doing assignments that you go off and work on your own. So that feels really good to me. It took a long time to get clear about what I wanted to do next and how I wanted to design this course. So, and I've got a debut level on it. So it's 50% off for its debut. In the summertime, depending on what happens with the world, and if we are able to travel in 2024 summertime, but I am doing a summer camp version of it. There's a wonderful facility about a mile from me here in the woods in British Columbia. And I'll be running a summer camp version of this course. So there'll be in the fall, the online version with the 10 webinars. And then in the summertime in August 7 through 9, 2024, fingers crossed, knock on wood, we'll be doing in person in this wonderful facility in the woods and by the beach, etc. So I'm excited, and I'm keeping that summer camp small because the facility can't take a lot of people. I'm really looking forward to it because it's been a while since I've been able to do in-person workshops. So we'll see what happens with that one. And the certification itself is in April. And it's a big program, right? It's a 9-month program. So get those 2 prerequisites done, getting through Shifted. So those tools are of use to you as a practitioner. You want to make sure that they're things that would be of use in your practice, because it's a big bulk of the certification. And then getting this fundamentals of visual coaching so that everybody's on the same page. We've got the basic stuff out of the way, and the certification can really operate at a higher sophisticated level, right? So I'm not, you've got your bugs worked out in terms of working with your technology, and you've got the basics with the drawing, the lettering, and the coloring. So we really get you equipped to work with some practice clients and really dive in and put them through Shifted. Some people will be creating their own visual tools as well. That's part of the certification. So if you have your own ways of working with individuals and you want to create your own templates, that's certainly something you can accomplish in the program as well. And I'll help you and lend my expertise and experience to whatever it is that you're wanting to create and bring into the world as well. Okay, so that's, as it stands, the next season and moving into 2024. There'll be some more things that'll happen in 2024 as well. Annika and I'll do more things together. We're writing a book together as well. So there's a lot happening at the moment. Okay, so that's the pitch. You can go to shiftedcoach.com for more information about what's happening. So thank you, Karen, for coming and for processing and being the September Satsang. That's wonderful. Anything you want to say to conclude? And I can't hear you if you are speaking. You're muted. Going once, going twice. Okay. She might be off doing something else. So thanks everybody for listening, and wishing you all the best with your process as the world continues to spin and we see what the heck unfolds. Go humanity. Let's align. Let's figure out what the heck is going on, and let's unify for, good and decency and full disclosure in the world, and really go to our next level as a species. Wouldn't that be nice if?
Absolutely.
Cool. Bye for now. Take good care.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.